we're honing in on a particular area of the market, which geographically speaking is the UAE, and we're going to be talking to a gentleman called JJ, who I had the privilege of working with a number of years ago, so I do know JJ, and JJ operates and has operated in the UAE for a while now, and just like you, JJ, if you would, just to sort of introduce yourself. You're with us live, as you know. Just tell us a little bit about you and the sort of the domain in which you operate, if you would.
Well, thanks, Charlie, and welcome everybody. I've been in the region for 15 years, so I kind of know the MENA region reasonably well, and had the privilege working alongside yourself on a few projects. It's quite a reactive market, so therefore, you need to be on your game all the time. You're answering missing phone calls, you need to be pretty much work the doctor's hours and not get the doctor's pay, basically, so.
Okay, so just go back a quick fraction. I just want to qualify this. JJ is a supplier to the events industry, somebody that provides a product, service, or a venue, who we call our suppliers. And JJ's particular area of expertise is in what field? So we know you're in the MENA region, the Middle East, and if you like, in Dubai in particular. But your particular facet of skill sets in the event industry is what, JJ?
Well, all event services consist of two divisions, which is the events divisions, where we specialize in new technology, staging technology. That's leading out in the markets in the US and Europe. Therefore, and also the scaffolding division, which we provide top leading brands like Layer, which entitles us to be 60% faster than the norm and what we normally would do and what you can expect from our competitors in the region, because technology is new and fresh.
Sure. So just for the layman out there, and to try and sort of delve into exactly what you said there, JJ provides infrastructure, if you like, behind the scenes infrastructure, from whether it be staging to platforms that enable other structures to be built on top of. He builds the staging around infrastructure around sporting and golfing events as well. But I think I need you just to sort of qualify that in your own terms to people, laymen out there, okay? What it is your product is.
Well, basically it's staging projects, so anything that, in a simple term, if it, on the staging live concerts, we provide the main stage.
Good.
And basically our product is preferred by all the top A-list artists around the world. So it gives any agent, i.e. Live Nation, or would it be AEG Live, the perfect platform to come into the region and perform and stage the event safely, knowing the equipment very clearly. Been working with it in Europe all the time. So, if we don't do shows here in the winter time, which is between October till May, then we do work in Germany and parts of Europe where we send the equipment back. So if we're on a staging perspective, we provide just basically a safe, familiar equipment that is known out of Europe. So whenever we need a show or a concert or a sporting event where they would require seating, grandstand seating, i.e. scaffolding for big walls that needs to be built, basically any bespoke element. If it's got we also provide a service of AV and production and lights and sound, but we don't normally get involved with it. We recommend them to all the 5 top leading brands in the market.
What have you done in terms of putting a digital marketing plan together? For the next 6-12 months. I mean, let's face it, unless it's all very well having a good name and a good reputation out there, but people are becoming more and more selective. And I can speak from experience. They want to know that what they're selecting has been qualified across a number of particular products. So when they want to vet you against your competition, for instance, we've got to be, we as, or you as an event specialist, have got to be prepared to put your head on the block and sort of say, look, I'm as good as I say I am, and here's what my customers have said about me. It's not, you can't solely rely on word of mouth going forward now. I mean, those clients may not be there tomorrow. So what are you doing about becoming digitally more aware and having a more digital presence in front of would-be and potential clients?
Well, first of all, as you're right. I mean, word of mouth won't, not, you know, it's true what you say about word of mouth, you know, and clients changing, and I'll be honest with you, people change work all the time, and I'll be honest, the funniest thing is for me is that sticking to the original brands, you know, signing up with big brands, reliable brands that people know from back home or back from, you know, out of Europe or US is really key. For us, it's very important. It's easy to sell you the stage or fencing, grandstands, or some of our solar powered units. But it's even, you know, it's more important for us to even have a bit of, you know, have after service, you know, because, you know, it's very, very important out here to, you know, we sell the product, but also to follow up. How is the product doing? Where can we, you know, where do you need our assistance? And that is for us very important out here.
You talk about your Facebook and your LinkedIn bits and pieces there. I mean, how successful is you, or how successful are you being at generating traffic through your own digital initiatives?
I'll be honest with you, it's not great. I mean, it needs a lot of attention, and therefore I think you know, going forward, you know, and opening the doors to opportunities like, you know, dealing with digital exposure, and you know, in a short way, I would just say that at the end we need more support on that aspect. I think there is the market is changing, constantly changing. You know, if we want to clock back 10 years, you know, before we knew, you know, everybody, there was no internet, there was no phones. Today, everything is on the phone. And to be honest with you, there's no time to wait for a letter to be posted where people can say, okay, I need this and this and this done and this and this in order. You know, everything is on the phone these days, you know, and if you can get onto the platforms where you can actually see your product online on request, because that is where the market is in the UAE. It's so reactive. People want to know immediately what they can get in the region, and they don't want to go and look through a catalog that's print. You know, it's all on the phone. Now,
for you as a supplier, how important, if you like, are reviews of what other people have, you know, your past customers? How important is a review to possibly getting in another bit of business?
Well, it's very important to us because, you know, if we had a bad review on the previous one, you know, in the previous, you're only as good as your last job. And trust me, I understand that term very clearly when I say you're only as good as your last job. So for us having a good review, you know, leading the market with great innovative products is really important to us. You know, it's a make or break. It gives you that advance.
Here's another thing for you. You talk about, you know, the marquee and the tent industry being very competitive at the moment. I've no doubt about that. Would you say that you know that you're getting? I mean, like in any business, you'll have your competitors. Now, the essentially what the platform is trying to do is to try and provide the host, the person looking for your services, with an impartial, with a transparent choice between JJ, Bloggo, and Tom. Okay, there are the three options for the host to choose between, and it elevates JJ. JJ's got to keep his he's been in the business for 15 years. You're very good at what you do. You put your head on the line, you get seen by the client. And then there's Bloggo, who's been in the business for 2 months. He's got a similar product to you. He's got he may be more expensive, he may be less expensive, doesn't matter. The point is that you've got to keep your standards up. Bloggo has got to work hard to get his new clientele, and at the same time, what we're doing as a platform, we're providing the host with an opportunity to select based on what other people have said about your services and Bloggo's services, and in doing that, it raises the standard of the event industry. You've got to keep your nose clean. You've got to keep the level of your services up to a point that's acceptable and that is preferred, and it helps bring Bloggo onto a level playing field. But at the same time, he has basically got to compete with history, with reputation, and everything else. But the platform was there to do it.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I mean, it's and I think it also comes down to being cost driven. I mean, heavily, more than ever, the market, it's not only just on the product that they really, it comes down to the bottom line basically. And be honest, having all the best product in the world doesn't necessarily is going to get you that job. You have to look at how you sharpen the pencil. And that sometimes the presence of predatory pricing structures are evident. From the bigger companies to try and wipe out the SMEs, starve them from business. That strategy is we're finding out more and more is where client is playing off two suppliers. At the end and walk away with the bone, so which probably that's business, but at the end of the day is
that happens the world over. That happens the world over, as we know. And instead of the suppliers bickering amongst themselves, I mean, I don't want to digress and take the sort of conversation away, but from the main topic, but that's always going to happen. But what we want to do is now enable the host to see for himself what is out there, who's charging what, who's delivering quicker, who's got a newer product. It doesn't necessarily mean that those products are any better. But it gives that particular supplier an opportunity to compete on a level playing field, and that is simply what we're trying to do. But the bickering amongst suppliers and what have you is something that is not it's not a phenomenon isolated to the Gulf by any stretch.
Yeah, no, it's true, and you're right. At the end, it's business as normal, and but it's very important sometimes to really get information up front from where we need to be able. When I say get information up front. By experienced, technical person that actually can provide you with the relevant information fast enough to be able for you to deliver and price in time, deliver in time. So when it's a shared responsibility is what I'm trying to say. At the end of it, you got the best product and you got the greatest salesman in the world to sell the product, but it's also very important to get all the information up front and in time, sort of be able to enable us to be at our best and to serve as our client at a convenient and in their timelines, So
okay, so that's what you just said there is quite an interesting point, because it might be that a client, for instance, knows 75% of what he or she wants to do with their event. In which case they have already lined up a particular number of suppliers for an event, but there are facets of the event that are missing. And what we've been able to do, and again, it's not about the Eventerprise platform, but I'm reading what you're talking about here, is we've basically designed what we call an RFP, a request for proposal, which enables the client to sit there and say, right, I've got 75% of my event sorted, 25% of it still needs to be done. But what I want now is I want suppliers out there to send me proposals for what what I want, and he or she can identify what they want, and it's up to and the platform will take that and catapult that information across the platform. We will take that information, catapult it across the network of suppliers in the region that the host has identified, and leave it for you, supplier, to connect with that host independently. So there's no sort of there's no bickering or there's no sort of there's no friction created on the ground amongst suppliers. He has asked for a particular proposal on a particular product, and he might get 5 or 6 and be able to make his or her own choice on the basis of that proposal and what other people have said about it. So there's the request for proposal element of what we're offering helps you catapult yourself into a particular area of business that you haven't up until this time been able to access. Does that make sense?
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I'll tell you what, JJ. It's fascinating. I love talking about the events industry because I've spent so many years in it, and I just love hearing the stories from people. The warriors on the ground at the coalface. It's good talking to you again. What I'll do is we will create, if you like, a case study out of what we've been talking about, and we will show our customers and people listening again what the platform can do, how it can increase your digital traffic and put you in front of the people that you really want to.